What's up, guys, and welcome back. I'm back here at Mazda Fort Myers, Florida with this brand new 2024 Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid vehicle. Now this is the premium model, kind of the middle of the line. It's a sweet spot, and today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to start with the exterior, pop the hood, see what powers up this thing, jump inside and play with some amazing technology on it. And then at the end of this video, guess what? We're gonna go for a spin together. And if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt, and here on Matt the Carguy, I post 2 car reviews every single week. If that's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to this. Well, the CX-90 is a completely brand new model for 2024, and I have already done a Premium Plus Turbo one a couple of weeks ago, and that was fairly impressive. But I gotta tell you, after spending some time with this, I think this might be the best of both worlds. So let's take a look. First of all, the design's same as a non-plug-in hybrid one. You still have this very nice and long hood with a couple of distinct body lines going across it, and this huge grille. I like the design of it. It's also wide open, allowing lots of air to go through this big Mazda logo, and it's framed in this bright chrome trim piece. As you can see, I have the signals blinking, so you can see those amber blinkers in between this chrome trim, as well as you have the lights on. Those are fully LED light setup, very nice. As well as there's the bottom portion of the bumper. I like that they use an actual functional air curtains right here, and then again some open spaces right here, a little bit of a trimming underneath with this chrome, makes it look sporty, makes it look like it's sitting on the ground fairly planted. And now I gotta tell you, the biggest difference is, of course, what's underneath here. It's exciting. Let's take a look. Well, powering up this 2024 Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid is a 2.5 liter inline 4 engine assisted by a 68 kilowatt electric motor. Now, total output 323 horsepower using a premium gasoline, drops down quite a bit, you know, if you don't use it. 369 foot-pounds of torque. And then if you open this up, you can see how small this engine is comparing to the inline 6 that we've seen in the other one. It's worth mentioning also, it is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. All plug-in hybrids are all-wheel drive. As far as the gas rating, 56 miles per gallon equivalent. That's using both electric and combustion engine. If you only use the combustion engine, that's going to be averaging at 25. Not bad at all. I like it. I like how this opens up. This is very unique to Mazda right now. I don't see any other vehicles having this kind of engine cover. And you also have hood struts on both sides, some sound insulation, and I can't wait to take it for a spin. Of course, the side of it is just like the non-hybrid version of it, with the one exception. On this trim piece right here, instead of having the inline 6, you have the PHEV, which stands for plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. A little bit of a chrome trim piece in here. On this premium model, you get standard 21-inch wheels, 275 by 45. This is the size of the tires. I like the design of the rims, the two-color design, and I'm not so sure about this black cladding. I didn't like it on that Premium Plus on the non-turbo ones, on the non-turbo S one. I really don't care for it on this one. At least, I don't know, maybe they should paint it the same color as the rest of the car, or do something piano black maybe. I don't know. What do you think about it? Let me know. Now, I do like this chrome trim piece that goes underneath here. It has Mazda kind of embossed at the back of it, and then again this matte black trim continues throughout the rest of the vehicle. I kind of understand the functionality of it. It helps you not to get all of those rock chips and prevent it from being scratched up, but you know, when you look at it, it doesn't look so hot. Anyways, well, let's move on to the mirrors. So you have the top of the mirrors painted the same as the rest of the vehicle. You have the turn signal that is right over here, as well as at the bottom here. You have a blind spot assist, and of course it is equipped with the smart entry system. As you can see, I just locked it. In order to unlock it, all I have to do is stick my hand in it, as long as I have the key, which I'm going to show you the brand new Mazda key. The pillars are blacked out, but the surroundings of the windows up on top, they're bright chrome. They're matte black. At the bottom, you have the low profile roof rails, and it looks nice. It looks sporty. Now, here's where you put your gasoline. On the other side, you have the plug-in charger, which I'm going to show you that in just a bit. But let's take a look at the key. So this is the new Mazda key, right? You have the Mazda logo right here, and on the side you have some buttons. So what do we have here? Lock, unlock, hold, and hold. So hold for the gate and hold for the panic button. So this is your functional key. Let's take a look at the back of this vehicle. And here it is in the back. You definitely can see it's a Mazda. It's got such a typical taillights to it. They're nice, bright, they're full LED. Let me hit the button on the key right here so you can see the amber turn signals over here. You also have a gate spoiler with the third brake light, exposed wiper, Mazda logo on one side, CX-90 all-wheel drive. They're all standard with the all-wheel drive as a plug-in hybrid. And you have the eSky Active PHEV label right there. At the bottom of the bumper, you have a little bit of a chrome trim piece, reflector lights, and of course, no exposed exhaust. Now, this vehicle comes standard with the power tailgate, so let's pop this open, see how much room we have. Now, here's how it opens up. Now, I don't know if it's adjustable or not, but I'm 6 feet tall, and as you can see, you know, I'm hitting, barely, but I'm hitting that top of this gate right here, so I hope it's got some adjustments for it. And as we get closer to the gate, right on top, you have two buttons, one's to close it and lock it. And then this is the roominess that you have in the back. Actually, not bad at all. It's a little bit on the narrower side. I think some of the competitors are a little bit wider in the back, but this is not bad at all. What's different, I didn't see that on the non-plug-in hybrid, is this electrical outlet. And let's see, this is a 120 volt, 1500 watt outlet that you can turn it on here, I believe, and then you can plug in your appliances if you're tailgating, or I don't know, maybe a pump to inflate some toys or anything like this. So you have some illumination here, and on the other side you have the 120 volt outlet. No, I thought 12 volt, 120 watts. Okay, that's what it is. Now you also have the home charging kit. So if you want to plug it in at home, this plug-in charger with the 110 watt, that's going to take you about 6 hours to fully charge it. It'll take about 2 hours. Matter of fact, we're going to have to charge that. So before we get any further, this is where you charge this. This is your charging port for the electric. It's locked right now, but I'm going to show you that while I'll plug it in. Now underneath here, you have some tools to remove the tire with, and underneath that you actually have the spare tire underneath this portion right here. Let me just lift it up enough so you can see it. There you go. Here's your spare tire, and here's a jack for the spare tire. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. There is a spare tire here, so don't you worry. Now you can fold down the seats, right? They fall down nice and easy, and this is how much room you have with the seats folded down. Right, so in comparison with some of the vehicles, like for example, it's smaller than Honda Pilot, the new one. I think it's a little bit smaller than the Telluride. It's a little bit narrow, that's what it feels like, but it still has substantial room. Now, I checked the roominess on the non-hybrid one on the third row seat, but I'm going to do it again, so stay tuned. We're going to check that out in the bed. Here in the back seat, there's plenty of room. I have this front seat adjusted to my normal and comfortable driving position. As you can see, it's kind of reclined backwards, and I'm still not touching my knees to the back of the seat. I'm 6 feet tall, by the way, for the point of reference. I have plenty of room as far as headroom, probably about 3 inches, maybe more. And this vehicle has the panoramic sunroof, so that takes up a little bit of room too. And since this is a captain chair, there's plenty of shoulder room. The seats are very nice and comfortable, and I'm going to show you the rest of this interior. It looks really premium. All right, starting with the rear door panel right here, let's see what's going on. So first of all, right here is you have this really nice trim piece, polished aluminum at the bottom, some design right on top. You You also have that manual sunshade, which is really important. And right here, door handle, window control, speaker, nicely padded armrest with contrast stitching. Now let's take a look at the interior of this vehicle. Well, you do have a bump right here. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle, but you also have two captain chairs. Now, the base model, I believe, on the plug-in hybrid is available with the 8-passenger seating. This is 7-passenger seating. In the middle, you have a console that also have your own vents and the climate control settings that you can adjust to USB Type-C ports. And that is it. Now in the seats, you have the seat back pockets, and if you look at the rear seats, nicely profiled. Love that Napa leather, really nice and soft. They're perforated in the middle, solid on the side. You have some contrast stitching. The only thing that I'm not sure about is this right here. This is your cup holders, and I can already see that probably breaking when somebody's trying to get in and out from the middle seat. Now that's another thing that I'm going to do is show you how to open this, move it forward, and let's jump inside the third row seat. So once in the third row seat, now this is not even adjusted all the way back. As you can see, I still have some room to move this seat backwards. And if I had it in this position, I can actually squeeze in and actually fit my knees behind it. Not going to be the most comfortable thing because my feet are up high, but you can actually deal with that for a short trip. Now on the other side, I'm not even going to attempt to try to fit in here. So definitely this third row seat is made with kids in mind, or definitely some smaller people, right? I have your vents, which is really nice. Positioning of the vent right here that blows the air conditioning on you or heat, wherever the case is, right? You have your cup holders, USB Type-C port in here, and then you can also get out from here. And this is where I'm saying that this cup holder right here is just waiting to be broken by somebody. This Mazda plug-in hybrid was completely dead as far as the battery. We had no charging, so this is a level 2 charger here, and there's a chart, you know, like as far as the lights and see what they do. So it is charging right now. I hope you can see it. It's blinking a green light, and that's, by the way, that's where you do it. Now your gas tank is on the other side, but I'm going to jump inside and show you the rest of this interior. And before we get inside, let's listen to the closing door sound right here. Boom. It's pretty nice, solid. Take a look at the front door panel here. As you can see, nice materials. This is one of the things that jumps out at you, that there's a lot of soft plastic, different trims, different sheens. Here's your leather wrapping contrast stitching. You have this pretty cool looking trim up on top, and then the aluminum trim at the bottom. Then you of course have your window mirror lock control. And look at the door handles, kind of different than what we see on some of the other vehicles. Speaker cover, and then you have a little bit more storage at the bottom of the door. Now both seats, driver and passenger on this model, are actually power control, so you have the power seats, and I like how they're nicely sculpted. They're not very aggressive. They're actually very comfortable as far as the seats. Let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. So here we are on the interior of this 2024 Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, and the vehicle is charging right here. You can see we got it plugged in. It says 2 hours left to fully charge it, but we're not going to do a full charge. I gotta promise you that. I'm not going to sit here for 2 hours, but I want to charge it long enough so we can take it for a test drive and I can actually check out the electric only mode. So we're going to wait for a little bit, but while doing that, let's take a look at the interior and see what's going on here. So I know why Mazda is going after this luxury buyer. They really want to capture that, and they're doing it with putting some premium quality materials on the interior of it. All of this dashboard, kind of a multi-tier dashboard, is covered with this soft touch materials. It's very nice. It's also does, in my opinion, a little bit more sound dampening. You also have this nice trim, the polished aluminum trim that continues from the door, connects the vents. Power button right here. You do have a choice of 2 different screens, 10.1 I believe it's standard one. This is what we have, and you can upgrade it to the 12-inch screen as well. And you have the fully digital instrument cluster, but before we get to it, let's see what's going on the steering wheel. Nice and sporty steering wheel, very nice feel to the touch. Mazda logo. We have a bunch of buttons on both sides. Let's see what they do. On the left hand side you have the volume button, source button, voice control, phone and info, and on the other side anything that controls the cruise control and the dynamic cruise control. You also have the shifters in the back. I'm not sure if this is the pedal shifters or if this is the region shifters. So we're going to check that out. I believe those are the pedal shifters for the transmission, as it does have the 8-speed automatic transmission. And right down here you have also a series of buttons, and so you can see that there's this safety button that you can turn off some of the sensors off. You have the parking sensors off, traction control off, and also you have the fuel tank opener. And down below you have 2 memory seat settings, as well as the opening for the rear gate. Now the steering wheel is tilt and telescoping, but it is manual adjustment, but you can adjust it to the way that you like it. Now let's take a look at this digital instrument cluster, see what's going on here. So as I mentioned before, I have this vehicle plugged into the level 2 charger, and it says it's going to take 2 hours to charge it. It's also good to know that if you were to plug it in into your regular household outlet, it would probably take about 6 hours to get this vehicle charged. So 2 hours on the level 2, about 6 hours on the regular charger. 26 miles is the total electric gas range, and I just want to charge it up so we can take it for a spin. What else we have going on here? So we have your gas gauge right here, and then you have some of your safety components in here. Let's see if I can switch the menus while this vehicle is charging. So basically, yeah, so on the right hand side you can see the stuff changing here. So you have your temperature controls, iActive Sense status, so this is your Mazda safety system. And we go as far as the compass, you can turn that off. Info, basically we have your miles per gallon or mile per kilowatt hour. So right now it says 0.9 miles per kilowatt hour, or 11.3 miles per gallon. Now as far as the gas mileage, let's talk about it. It's rated at 56 mpge, which is miles per gallon equivalent, and that's combining both the electric motor and the gasoline. If you're looking for the gasoline only, it's about 25, which is not bad at all. On the left hand side, you see what's going on as far as whether we are charging or we're giving power. As far as the temperature, 91 degrees outside, 31 miles. Since it charges up a little bit more, I can see if we can do some changes on the screen, but right now you have the miles per hour right on top, and that's basically your speedometer. So let's see what's going on in the instrument cluster. Okay, this is not a touchscreen. Now we've seen that. I've done the Mazda non-plug-in hybrid already, the CX-90. This is not a plug-in. This is not a touchscreen, but right here is where you control it. Now somebody told me that if you hook it up to Android Auto, it's going to become a touchscreen. So let's check it out. So I have my Android phone connected to it. As you can see, the Android Auto screen is on. It is a wireless connection, which is awesome. Now, somebody told me that if you do that, you're going to have a touch screen abilities on the screen, and that is not the case unless there's some settings, which I couldn't find. You still have to use the controller to kind of toggle through those icons and the screens and to get out of this system. So let's see, as far as the Bluetooth connectivity settings here, device connection order, delete pair device, advanced settings. We don't really have anything mobile device. This is my phone, so let's get out of here. I don't see the ability to actually do that. Now, if you know how it's done, and if you think that I'm doing something wrong, then definitely you can let me know in the comment section below. This is your vehicle settings. So you have the pedal shift logic, door, exterior lighting, interior lighting, turn signals. So you have a whole bunch of settings. Occupant comfort, let's see what that does. Driver seat temperature, passenger seat temperature. All right, so this is pretty fancy. So links the operations of selected occupant comfort features with the automatic climate control. So if we turn on the heat, I guess it's going to turn on the heated seats. I believe that's what it's all about. Let's get out of here. So you have the connectivity settings. We already see that. Sound settings, safety settings. So let's take a look at this. Driver assistance system. So safety alerts, and when we have collision avoidance, driver attention alert, parking sensors, pedal misuse alert. So it alerts the driver when the acceleration or brake pedals are depressed simultaneously. So you can't do the launch control. Yeah, it's not very good. Driver assistance system. So you have the Mazda radar cruise control, traffic sign speed limit sync, audible cruise information, traffic sign recognition. restore factory settings. You can select different settings, and then if you'd like to. Now let's go back to the home screen and see what this looks like. So we've seen that on Mazdas before. So here's your information, entertainment, and you have several different options to choose from as far as source list. There you go. This is what I was looking for: AM, FM, Sirius XM, Pandora, Bluetooth, etc. This is what you have. Go back to the main home menu, and you have the communication and navigation system, which is nice. Takes up the entire screen. Nice and bright. No complaints here. Let's put it in reverse and let's see how the reverse camera looks. Well, of course I can't do that while charging. I didn't think of that, but I'm going to show you that camera in just a bit. And this is basically your infotainment system. So I wish this was touchscreen, and for some reason, you know, it doesn't let me do that. So here's your infotainment, and again, you know, I'm touching it on the Android Auto, and there's really no way for me to do that. Let's see if there's anything in the settings of the Android Auto, unless it's Apple CarPlay only. Let's set this up. Settings. No, 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 no. Okay. Well, there you go. So really no settings as far as the Android Auto being able to do a touchscreen. Down here you have the hazard lights button, power button. This is to start and stop the vehicle, of course. And down below you have your HVAC system, so you have your climate control, and this is a dual zone climate control, and the third zone is in the back. Heated seats on this premium model, and then you have some shortcuts for the climate control. You have your wireless charging as well as your power outlet, and of course I can't switch the gears right now, but in order to switch it, you depress the button at the bottom and then move the shifter to the right and then scroll it down, and as you can see, that's, you know, the regular reverse, neutral, and drive. You also have your charger. I think you can unplug it through here. We'll see that. And this is important. This is the MI Drive, and let's see what drive modes we have that are available. So here's your drives. It gives you the nice animation right here. You have a sport mode. Check this out. Nice red aggressive. Normal. EV. Now it's enabled. Now when I first got in the car it was disabled because there was just no juice in the battery. And then an off-road mode. So these are your modes that are available. I'm actually going to switch that to sport for now, and then once we charge it up, put it in the all-electric. Let's see what else we have. So you have your hill descent assist, and this is your controller, of course, for the infotainment system. So you have the electronic parking brake, brake hold, navigation shortcut. This is your back shortcut, media and home, and this is how you control it, basically by twisting it and pushing on it to select. You have your volume knob as well as the power knob, and then this is your favorite button. This opens up, so you have a little bit more storage with 2 USB Type-C ports. And then if we scroll up here, you can see you have a really nice frameless mirror. Now this particular vehicle does not have the digital rear view mirror, which is available on the CX-90 as an option, and you have the home link system button right at the bottom. Sunglasses holder, of course, your light control, and the panoramic moonroof control. You can see this opens up nice and wide, and you can open either just the cover or you can open the entire roof. This is a panoramic sunroof, opens up as such, and then you can close this. This is a one-time operation. While I'm doing this, this is closing. Hello, I'm here. This is your illuminated mirror for the driver. And this is the interior of this 2024 plug-in hybrid CX-90 premium trim. So the last thing before we take it for a drive is to check out the rear view camera. Here's how you do it. Of course, you put it in reverse, right? So normally you would hit that little button underneath it and try to push it back. But no, this is not how you do it on the Mazda. You actually have to move it to the right and then scroll down. But here's the rear view camera. All right, so let's see, we're like really close to that Tesla. We were charging up on the same charger basically, and it's a good quality. It just takes up just 1/3 of the screen, so without the 360, there's a lot of dead space around here, but the quality of it is good. So now that we're ready to take it for a spin, let's do that. Well, as I'm sitting in right now and waiting for this battery to charge up a little bit, which we're up to 6 miles, so it's going to be very shortly that I'm going to take it for a spin. Let's talk about the different trim levels that are available on the CX-90 plug-in hybrid. So the important thing to mention is all of them share exactly the same drivetrain. So you still have the 2.5-liter engine with the 323 horsepower combined output between the electric motor and the gasoline engine. They're all rated the same as far as the mileage because they come standard with the all-wheel drive system. And the pricing might actually surprise you. So there's 3 different levels. The first one is the plug-in hybrid preferred, and that starts at $47,445, which is surprisingly low. I thought Mazda's gonna jack up the prices really high because their CX-90s are fairly expensive. So $47,445 for the preferred, $52,900 for the premium, and $56,950 for the premium plus. This is a premium one. I think it's a sweet spot. It gives you a lot of amenities on the interior of this vehicle. It gives you all the features and without breaking the bank. So, you know, in the mid-50s, and I'm going to post everything that's on this particular vehicle in the description of this video so you can check it out. But this sticker price on here, just in case you wanted to see it, is $54,475, and this is a 2024 Mazda CX-90. You know, we're talking about the gas mileage, 56 miles per gallon equivalent, so that's combining the gasoline and the electric engine. 25 miles per gallon on the electric only. It is an all-wheel drive, which is good. As far as the safety rating, that has not been evaluated yet, so it's not rated, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to be pretty high on that. Sonic silver metallic with black leather, that's what we have here for you. I'm going to unplug that charger. I'm going to take it for a spin. Of course. Fasten your seat belts and let's go. Well, the mirrors are adjusted. I have the charger out. I just want to double check if the plug was out before I pulled away. And let's go. One thing to mention, the seats are really nice. They're really comfortable. You sit up higher. Now I have it adjusted probably just a tad higher than I normally would drive. Hear this. Now that's good. The mirrors are nice and fairly large. They're not huge, which, you know, would interfere with the look of this vehicle probably, but they're decent size and they do the job. And, you know, if you don't have anybody behind you, you can have a good visibility as far as the rear view mirror. Now, this vehicle definitely would benefit from having that digital rear view mirror with display in there, just like any SUVs. This is not singling out Mazda, but any of the SUVs I think should have it. Tell you what, it's got some pull. This is the rear biased all-wheel drive system, so I should say it has some push. But you know what I mean, it actually does have quite a bit of that get up and go. I'm gonna do this half throttle right here. Got it up to 40, not bad. You can hear a little bit of the engine noise. Of course, it's not too bad. Let's lay it down on here. All right, so this is in the sport mode, so which means we're getting power from mainly from the gasoline engine, right? I want to move it, and I see if I can do it on the fly. Here's the electric only, right? So this says that the selection is temporarily unavailable. And I have a feeling that I might have to stop and actually do it from the start to be in the EV mode. We'll check that out. Let's pull it here, which actually should give me also the ability to check out the turning radius right over here. Perfect. Here we are, guys. The steering wheel is all the way to the left, and let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parking spots. Once more time, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half parking spots to move this vehicle completely around, so it's nice and tight. It actually feels good too. Now I'm gonna stop it right here and see if now I can switch the mode to electric only, right? So we're here. Here's the EV mode. Charge mode canceled, okay. Well, I thought it did it once I pulled the shifter. And put it in drive. Well, let's go. Of course, very nice and quiet. All of a sudden, you don't hear that combustion engine. This is a perfect vehicle for someone who commutes to work short distance and doesn't need, they might not even ever use the combustion engine or the combination off. But let's see if it's quick off the line in this EV mode. Now this is a small motor comparing to all electric vehicles. Let's see if he's got some acceleration there. Well, it kicked in, the power kicked in right away, and it says EV mode canceled. So it looks like, am I not able to use the EV mode for acceleration? Or maybe just a subtle acceleration, right? I'm gonna do some half throttle here. I'm not gonna gun it. All right. We're still in the EV mode. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to do, is I was trying to hit that accelerator and it canceled the EV mode. It says, okay, well, you need all the power. We're going to give you all that power, right? So no, but you know, nice and smooth drive. We're in electric only. Doing about 45, 46 miles per hour. Very smooth and quiet. By the way, I can't play the stereo, but the stereo sounds really, really good. This is a Bose stereo, so that's another premium feature that you have with Mazda. And the sound insulation, the sound dampening of the cabin is very good. And we can barely hear anything that's going on outside. I dig it, you know. I charged it up to about 7 miles. Of course, I'm not going to do 7 miles test drive right here on the channel, but it didn't drop. We actually did over a mile. It's still 7 miles that it says on here. And one thing left to do is the acceleration in the sport mode to see how it compares, let's say, to the non-turbo S, because I haven't tested that yet. That's hopefully coming soon. But the turbo model. So I did the Premium Plus on the turbo, and that was nice. I mean, it wasn't crazy nice, but there was 280 horsepower. And this one has 323. Now with that little asterisk right there, it says that it's using premium gasoline only. Honestly, I seriously doubt that the dealership would put premium gasoline on their lot vehicles, so it would drop down to about 200 or 316, which is still more than what it was in the premium. So I'm going to switch it to the sport mode right there. I like the gauges, like they light up with all this sporty design. Let's check out the cornering on here. Leans into the corner a little bit. Not bad. Definitely feel like you're in control of this vehicle. Nice and very sporty characteristic. Now it's not as good as I would say on the Acura MDX, the SH all-wheel drive. That kind of hugs you and that keeps you in place. But this is not bad at all. I'm gonna pull up on the side of the road here, guys. See what this acceleration looks like from 0. Let's go. Wow, that's impressive. We got it up to 65, and this is not bad at all. This is the 4-cylinder 2.5 liter engine with the hybrid or with the electric motor. So I mean, definitely a nice combination there. It's been a while since I've done the regular turbo, not the premium one, but I would almost want to say that this is quicker. Now I don't know the real number is the 0 to 60, but it feels quicker. It feels good in the sport mode. Now you definitely hear a lot more of this engine noise in the sport mode. So I'm going to flip it in the normal mode and see what that is. Yeah, when you lay it down, you can still hear the engine, but it is not as aggressive. So there might be some speaker enhancement on that engine noise as well. This is a very civilized mode in the normal drive mode here. overall a positive impression of this Mazda CX-90. Quite frankly, I like this better than the Turbo Premium Plus that I've tested. And I think with the price point of it, this is very competitive, because we're talking, there's only a few plug-in hybrids in this category. And the one that I can think of is, of course, the Jeep Grand Cherokee L plug-in hybrid, the 4xe. But that vehicle can be $75,000, which is $20,000 more than this. It gets about the same range. This one's got 26. The other one's about the same. So the range could be worked on either on. The other plug-in hybrids, you're looking at the luxury models. You're looking at the Volvo. The Mercedes is coming up with the plug-in hybrid. Range Rover is coming up with the plug-in hybrid. And as far as the non-luxury brands, the plug-in hybrids that we have is out of the main brands, Toyota has the RAV4, which is a smaller of this. That's the Prime. And then Honda doesn't have anything, Hyundai doesn't have anything, Kia doesn't have anything, Nissan doesn't have anything. Mitsubishi Outlander, which is basically based on the Nissan Rogue, so that's a smaller vehicle like this, and the Kia Sorento, which is also smaller. That's all that I can think of. So definitely not much competition. I hope that Mazda is going to take advantage of it as far as the marketing of this vehicle, because really, if you have a short commute, you might never use the gasoline engine. So overall, a very positive impression of it. The one thing only that I'm really complaining about this, well, two. One is the roominess in the third row seat. Not much can be done as far, as the size of this vehicle. I mean, unless they stretched it up a bit. But also the non-touchscreen screen that you'll have that, has the ability to be a really good infotainment system. I think it needs just a little bit more work, and this thing would be perfect. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you tuning into the channel. And if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification button as I post content twice a week, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.